My name is Lionel, and traveling the world completely changed my life. Upside down, flipped around, and you already know how it goes. I'm sure you've seen a lot of videos on the internet about how travel is good and travel has changed your life, blah, blah, blah. But in this video, I will be talking about not the travel and events part of it, but what travel actually does to you and why I think everyone should do it. So let's get started. I won't go too much into the backstory, but pretty much February 2025, I booked a one-way ticket to India, and I ended up traveling for about 3 months. I went to India, Nepal, and Thailand. And then I just traveled again recently for 4 months. I went to Japan, Thailand, and India again. And I know it seems like I kind of went to like the same places, but we're getting there. But the main thing that I want to talk about is the unknown and how the unknown can really shift your perspective and really help you understand that not everything is in your control. And actually, sometimes it's better when things aren't in your control. So I went to India specifically for that reason, because I wanted to be responsible for myself, first of all, and also just dive deep into the unknown, into a place, a culture that I have never experienced before and I know really nothing about. So I didn't book anything and I just went with the flow. I literally booked one night, which I booked the wrong night, of course, and it went from there. I landed in Delhi, and then as soon as I knew, I was in the high Himalayas of Kashmir, India, in the north, living with a fucking family in the mountains. And like you when you just leave it up and you just say, hey, all right, I know I'm going to be taken care of, I trust that everything is going to work out, bro, the amount of things that synchronize to stuff is just wild. And I think traveling, like when you're staying at home or you're in a place that you're not moving, it's a lot harder to become into get into a place where you're in the unknown, because there's so many known things in your life. You know you're gonna wake up, brush your teeth at the same spot, make your coffee, whatever, go to work. But when you're traveling, it's like you don't know where you're gonna sleep, you don't know where you're gonna wake up, you don't know who you're gonna meet, you don't know what place you're gonna go to, you don't know what food you're gonna eat. So there's all these variables that you don't have in regular life that are these opportunities to just trust and know that everything's gonna work out. So, that being said, it constantly shows you the things that you have to work on, which is not easy to do, because it will show you the things that get you very upset, and it will show you, okay, let's say there was plenty of times where I didn't know where I was going to sleep that night, or I missed like a bus, or I was trying to go here and it just didn't work out, or blah blah blah. And plenty of bad scenarios, quote unquote, that people would think of. I even had all my bags stolen from me at some point. So it's like you could either worry in that situation and continue to worry and try to figure it out, or realize, hey, I'm in this situation and there's kind of nothing I can do. When you're in a situation where you're forced to be in the unknown, where you literally have nothing to do, that's when you make the real growth, because you have to sit in the present moment. There's nowhere else to be. If you miss a bus, let's say, for example, not for example, I'll just explain. I was staying with a family in Kashmir, India, which is like super far north in the Himalayas. And they were like in a mountain village. And I like paid for this tour thing to go up there and stay with them for 5 days. So I stayed with them for only 3 days because I got sick. But I couldn't use my phone. They knew no English. I had to get up at 5 a.m. every day to chop wood in freezing cold temperatures. I had to milk the cows, whatever. We had barely any food. They didn't even have really enough food to give me. We couldn't even go on any treks because the weather was so dangerous. And it's like, I couldn't just go, hey, I'm gonna leave, see ya. Like, no, like, I have to get someone to pick me up. So it's like, I had to just, like, I cried, man. It was so hard and uncomfortable. I felt very alone, but there's not really much you can do there. I couldn't use my phone. I was, there was a language barrier. It was food that I didn't particularly like. All the stuff that, like, all the luxury problems, if you're gonna say that. And it forced me to realize, okay, I'm here and there's not much I can do about it. I have to just sit and be with this feeling. And it's crazy. It is so crazy because listen to this. Literally, the second that I let go, it was super cloudy there. It was like blizzard for like 2 days. The second that I let go of the expectation that something good was going to happen, or like I wanted it a different way, blah, blah, blah. The second that I let go of that expectation, the sky cleared up. Like, I'm saying literally within 5 minutes. Like, it just goes to show that when you fully surrender into the unknown, that's when the magic happens. Because you can't predict anything. You can't predict your next moment. It's just there. And the moment is here. So you're thinking about, okay, how can I predict this next moment, blah, blah, blah. Then that just takes all the fun out of it. Like, if you're just in the present moment, you don't know what's going to happen next. So that means there's infinite possibility. There's infinite possibility to occur in your life in general when you just let whatever's going to take place in this moment. And I think especially when you're traveling and you're moving, it makes it so much easier to be able to trust that infinite source of energy, and things will just be provided for you. Things will just happen. Like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't have any cell service. I can't talk to any of the people here. That's happened to me multiple times. And I just have to be like, okay, I'm going to trust that I will figure it out, and I'm going to trust that I will get where I need to be. And every single time I got there. And it was always some crazy shit. Like, some random guy literally came up to me in a bus station or a train station and started to talk to me in English. I was in a random part of India trying to get to Nepal, crossing the border by land. And he comes up to me and he said that he's a Christian priest and he knows perfect English. So I was like, oh, he would be a good person to ask. I asked him, the train that I was waiting for wasn't even going to show up, and I needed to buy tickets for 24 hours in advance, so I wasn't even going to be able to go on that train, and I had no idea about that if he didn't tell me. And we sat for like an hour talking, and he bought me a bus ticket exactly where I'm supposed to go, brought me to the bus station, told the bus, brought me on his scooter to the bus station, literally had a friend that was also going, and that friend bought me food the whole entire way up, all for free. He did not take any money from me. Like, the universe will look at this. Miracles still happen. The universe is abundant. You are naturally abundant. So when you can tap into that, especially think about it, energy works the best when it's in motion. Energy in motion. That's emotion. So when you are acting from a place of energy and motion, place of surrender, presence, the spiral will bring you places. But when you're stagnant and not focusing on that present moment, then that's when things start being like, okay, now I have expectations. I'm either thinking about the past or I'm thinking about the future. I am creating my reality because everything is a manifestation of our inner thoughts. So you're creating the reality of what you perceive is happening already. But when you have no expectation and let the universe take the wheel, anything could happen. Yeah, of course, bad things can go too. But 99% of the time, it will be something positive because you are not worrying about the negative. You're not worrying about the positive either. So you're giving the universe a chance to give you all that it has. And it has a lot. And it's infinite. We are infinite energy. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. Anyway, I'm going on a little tangent, but that's the biggest takeaway for now that I could give you, and why I think everyone should travel, because it opens your mind up also to different cultures and different experiences that you've never experienced in your life, especially if you live in a Western country. If you don't travel, you will never experience what it feels like to actually live a life and be free, not tied to capitalism. And when you're not tied to capitalism and you're actually going and exploring and not being a tourist and traveling, that's a big difference. Tourism versus travel. You will actually be able to experience the beauty in other cultures, and they will open up to you. There is such a big difference between tourism and travel. Tourism is separating yourself, saying that I'm from this country and I'm learning about your country and then I'm leaving, or I am stuck this way. I am from this place. I am separate from you, so I'm coming to visit your place to learn something cool that you can offer me from my place. And that just creates a separation. I'm only coming to be like, hey, like, look at these cool monuments, whatever, and not actually engage with the locals like human beings. But a traveler comes with an open mind and open spirit and doesn't worry about where they came from. They are like, okay, I'm coming here as a human being, and I want to connect with another human being that is from a completely different culture, completely different background, and I recognize my privilege and my background, but I don't bring it into my experience. I come with a pure, open heart, and I want to receive the knowledge that you give me. I am not any better than you. I come to receive knowledge from you, wisdom about a different way of life, because I have been ignorant. And a traveler puts his ego to the side, puts his pride to the side. You are not any better than anyone else. There is no third world, first world country. I hate that shit. There is no such thing as a third world country or a first world country. Get that language out of your mind. Because the second that you start thinking that you are from a first world country and you're coming to the third world country, you're already creating separation. I am from here and I am coming to here. That is different. Separation. You will not be able to fully experience that land that you are going to authentically. It's this. It's as simple as this. Drop it. I am from Mother Earth, and I'm visiting another part of Mother Earth to visit another people from Mother Earth that are the same as me. Just different backgrounds, different ethnicity, different culture, but same one family, human family. That's it. And come with an open mind. And I guarantee you the travel will be 10 times different because you are not focusing on tourism. You're not focusing on, I'm coming to this country to experience what they have to offer me. No, it's I'm coming to this country to experience the energy and the people and the vibration and the culture from real lived experience. It doesn't have to be through a tour. Actually, I would rather it not be. I didn't take barely any tours. Probably one, and I hated it. Go off the beaten path. You have to act like a regular person, like you already live there, you are a local. Because you are. You are a local of this earth. Like, it doesn't matter that you're from a different country. And almost all the time, the only people that are really thinking that way is Americans or Western countries. But when we go to places like Asia or South America or Africa, they don't look at us like that. They look at us as a human being too. So they like seeing that you're involved in their culture, and they don't see you as anything different. They don't see you as a foreigner necessarily. I mean, some places, if it's very touristy, they do, but when you can go to places and get past that, a lot of times you'll be like, oh, okay, finally, they're not coming from a role of being better than us. So now we can finally start. Now we can actually begin. And we can actually be family together. And that's such a beautiful part of traveling. And get to see the real beauty of this world and all the people that really have so much light and peace and love to give this world. And they don't have the circumstances that we have. And it helps you understand how much you take for granted. Like, there is millions and millions of people on this earth that beg for one piece of bread to eat for the whole day, and you're worried about getting your Starbucks in the morning. Like, it really shifts your perspective of what you take for granted in this life. We are given a lot. So I think it's our duty to also give back a lot. And even if it's sitting down with someone and talking to them, or buying them a meal, or going to the restaurant, or trying to talk it in their language, that's the least that we can do, because that's spreading universal peace and vibration. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Peace, love, and happiness. See you in the next one.